Hello and welcome to Owley Wood Recreation Club in Cheshire, which is the venue for the 2012 British Crown Green Senior Individual Merit. 64 bowlers who've come through qualifying heats in their various counties will be gathering here for one of the biggest days on the British Crown Green Bowls Association calendar, along with over 1,000 spectators, which make it such an exciting day. Thanks to funding this year from the British Crown Green, the finals are going to be filmed and televised at a later date by Sky Television. Final preparations for the big day are now being concluded, and Lynn is joined down on the green by the Chief Executive of the British Crown Green Bowls Association, John Crowther.
Thank you for that, Mel. Well, here we are, John, 24 hours before the big day, and are you happy with preparations as they are at the moment?
Yes, I'm extremely happy. I couldn't have asked any more from the host club here at Owley Wood. They've done a fantastic job. The greens are in excellent condition. The surrounds have been cleared. The only thing we want now is a dry day, as it is at the moment. But we can't predict that. We just hope for the best. But I'm very happy. I couldn't ask for more from the host club. They've been absolutely fantastic. And I just hope for their sake that we get a good turnout, a good crowd as we did last year, and we all enjoy, players and spectators enjoy a fantastic day.
And I'm sure you'll agree, John, just looking round certainly at what will be number one green behind us here tomorrow for the big day. The greens look in superb condition, don't they? It's all credit to the greensmen. Yeah,
they certainly do. If anybody knows Owley Wood, we've had to change what they would normally call their number one green. The one with the hump is now the number two green, because we always erect a stand so people can enjoy the occasion all that more. So the number one green tomorrow will be the normal number two green, where we've erected a stand with 250 seats, a fantastic view, there's no interruptions, completely unobscured view, and it will be a great day for those who are in the stand.
And we're here, you know, today. There's a band of helpers busy scurrying around doing last minute preparations. It's a real ideal opportunity for both the club and the county to showcase their facilities, isn't it, John?
That's right. Well, I came with my wife last night to have a chat with some of the stewards to explain what they have to do, mainly about admitting people on the day, and one or two other items. And I understood that one of the gentlemen had cycled around putting signs up at various places. I think he was at it till about 10 o'clock last night, so he looks a bit worse for wear this morning. I've just been talking to him. But yeah, the whole club have knuckled down. They appreciate it's a great honour for the club. It only comes round to each county once every 15 years. Looking back in the records, I believe it was 1961 when it was last held at Owley Wood. So they appreciate what an occasion it is for the club.
That's right. And
they've gone out of their way, and they must be applauded.
Yeah.
And going back to the greens, the greensmen have done a fantastic job, especially in view of the awful summer, well, non-summer that we've had this year. But the greens are superb. I just wish I'd qualified myself. I didn't, but dreams don't come true like that. But the players, I'm sure, in my view, that the players are the most important people on this occasion, and I'm sure, excuse me, win or lose, they'll all enjoy the day here on both greens.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what does it take to be a host of an All England tournament, John? You know, what do you look for the BCGBA in terms of venue and facilities, and how it's chosen?
Sorry, as I mentioned earlier, it goes round the counties with the president of the BCGBA, and the county, in this case Cheshire, nominates their preferred venue. And so myself and other BCGB officials came to have a look at the site and just gave it the okay. So obviously they were delighted when we gave them the all clear, and ever since then, which is quite a few months ago now, I can see all the work that they've done. I mean, the surrounds, when I came a few weeks ago, there were a few things around and they've been cleared. I say they couldn't have done any more.
No.
So everything's set. We just hope the weather's set fair. But they've done as much as they can. They're setting up marquees for the food, the drinks and everything. So it's just take my hat off to them. They've done a fantastic job, and they are. And I know some of the officials are staying overnight just in case any vandals, hopefully they won't in mid-Cheshire, but hopefully they've done as much as they can.
That's right.
For their sake in particular, and the sake of the players and everyone who comes along to watch, just hope we're blessed with a good day. like we were last year.
Yeah, many months and weeks of planning to culminate in tomorrow's event, and an awful lot that goes behind the scenes that people don't always realise, John, do they?
Yes, we set out what we call responsibilities for the British Crown Green, things that we have to do, things that the host club have to do, and things that the county have to do. So we distribute those. Once the venue was agreed on, we gave them the printout, and we met with them. It seems like it was many months ago, and we've had a couple of meetings since. I came earlier in the week to make sure the stand was okay, and I came with my wife last night to meet with some of the stewards and explain things to them. So that's the way it goes. So everything's in place as far as it can be.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, as you just said, tomorrow everything is in preparation. Everything's ready. All we need now is a little bit of lady luck on our side as regards to weather and a good day's bowling. And be interesting. I mean, it's a strong lineup as well, John. It's probably one of the strongest 64s I've seen for a long time.
I think it's certainly in my experience, the strongest field there's ever been. I mean, there are 8 past winners and 4 past runners-up, which again, in my experience, has never happened before.
No.
So, with the exception of Graham Wilson, who you will know is acknowledged as one of the 2 best bowlers in the game, it's like a who's who tomorrow. And I think if you're having a bet, you could pick out 20 or 30, half the field, in with a chance. You know, first round games, you've got last year's winner, Mike Riley, playing lucky Chris Brown from South Yorkshire. You've got the beast, Wayne Ditchfield, last year's runner-up. Callum Rates, you can go through. It really is a who's who. Andy Spragg, back-to-back winner.
Yeah.
You can go on and on and on.
That's right.
Gary Ellis, no doubt, will be favourite, but probably quite a long price favourite. And no doubt there'll be a few dark horses there will upset things. Paul Lamb, last year's semi-finalist, won the North Midlands Merit again. He's here. So it's an absolutely fantastic field.
It is.
And it always takes a lot of winning, but I think it will take even more than usual tomorrow.
Yeah. So if you had a tuppence spare in your purse then, John, who would your money be going on tomorrow?
Well, I'm acknowledged as the world's worst. My friend used to say, which one are you backing, John? And I'll back the other one. I can count on my hands probably the number of winners I've backed. I did back Matt Gilmore when he won in Wales, because I used to play with Matt, and it was before he was very well known, so I did make a few bob that day, but that's an exception. I admire a lot of the bowlers. I'm a big Andy Spragg fan. But the 2 greens here, if anybody knows the greens here, one is quite a sizable hump and the other is relatively flat, but they're both quite big, and the one with the hump I think will take some reaching, and I wouldn't like to say, but I don't want to curse Andy Spragg. He's a good friend of mine, but if I had 10 bob to spare, I'd put it on Andy.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, John. Well, obviously, on behalf of Talking Bowls, it just remains for us now to finish all the preparations here and to enjoy a good day's bowling, and all the hard work that's gone into it will all be worthwhile tomorrow. Yeah. After the calm of yesterday's final preparations, the final big day has arrived. And as you can see behind me, crowds are pouring in here in what is going to be a real spectacle for the biggest tournament on the Crown Green calendar. It's a super lineup, 64 of the country's top players, notwithstanding 8 former champions who are here competing to get their hands on the prestigious title here today. And one gentleman who knows all about that, and he's gripping the cup with grim death here, is reigning champion Mike Riley. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
Well, you've still got it on your hands. I think probably at 7 or 8 o'clock tonight you'll probably still be holding that, all being well.
That would be nice, yeah. It's be a big achievement to hold it again, but yes, that's certainly what I'm trying to aim to do, yes.
And what have the past 12 months been like? All England champion, I mean, it was a fantastic day, I'm sure etched in your memory at my old brace last year. How have the last 12 months been for you?
Oh, it's been a great experience. Everywhere I've gone now, everyone's mentioned it really. Even if I go to the supermarket, somebody will have mentioned, when I won it, and everyone mentions about when I ran round like an idiot at the end. Maybe I'll start a trend, and somebody else will, maybe Gary Ellis could do the funky chicken today or something. which could be the thing for years to come. But yeah, it's been a great 12 months for me, and it's...
And the green's actually look in superb condition. I mean, it really is a fine spectacle for hopefully some really good bowling today.
Yes, and we've got the weather with us again, which is always helps, which makes it very difficult really for 6 games in such heat. But it'll be a challenge, and everyone should be ready for it.
Well, obviously on behalf of Mel, myself, Talking Bowls and the Sky Television production, we wish you all the best, and I'm sure we'll speak to you throughout the day, but good luck to you, Mike.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So that's it. Reigning champion Mike Riley will be gracing the greens shortly, but for now it's over to Mel in the commentary box.
Well, I'm joined here now by the favourite of the British Crown Green Senior Merit, Gary Ellis, 9-2 favourite. Gary, you've come here in a rich vein of form, 8 tournament titles already to your name this year. You must come here with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I've been playing well the last few weeks, but I don't really look at the betting, Mel. It doesn't make any difference whether you're favourite or not. It's all on the day, so do your best and see where it takes you, really.
You've had a look at the greens. They're looking in good order, aren't they?
Yeah, they're looking very good condition. Get a bit of sun on them this afternoon, no doubt they'll quicken up a lot. So yeah, no, they look good, and it looks a good venue.
Yeah. What's noticeable as well, Gary, we've seen what a good crowd. You can probably see someone behind coming in. It's going to be a real good atmosphere here today.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was interesting last night. We were talking, and more or less everybody we spoke to is coming here today, which isn't always the case with the All England. But I know there's normally a good crowd, but it might be a better than normal crowd, I think, today. So hopefully the weather will hold up, and a lot of people will be here. So.
You've no doubt studied the draw. It's one of the certainly strongest lineups I've seen for some time. 8 former winners and 4 previous runners-up, plus people like tournament players like the likes of John Bailey in there. It should be a real top quality competition.
Yeah, but I have had a look at the draw, but I don't do too much studying into it. I look at my first game, and I don't really look past that, to be honest. But I mean, it's a very difficult competition to win. You've 2 greens to try and master. Which is 2 greens that you don't know as well, which is if you look at the tournament wins that I've had, a lot of them are on greens that I know, and these are greens that I don't know, so it's doubly hard, but you've just got to try and give yourself the best chance and hope that it's your day.
Now, you won it back in 2003. What do you think it takes to win an All England?
Well, you've got to be fit firstly, to get through 6 games is not easy, and I've been used to that, 4 and 5 games rather than 6, but I don't think that's particularly a problem. But it's a problem if you're losing your first one, obviously. So you've got to try and learn the greens as you're going round them. Make less mistakes than your opponent, basically.
And one thing about an All England, you just say you've won events this year, played on 1 green. It's difficult toward the latter stages when you're swapping from 2 greens, which perhaps may be quite contrasting.
A little bit, and I think as well, a lot of good players don't play in tournaments, for different reasons, family reasons, travelling reasons. So there'll be a lot of players here today who are probably underrated by the bookmakers because they don't play in tournaments, and bookmakers are shortening the tournament players, but. If you're a punter here today, I'd be trying to find somebody who's at the same level as a few of the tournament players, maybe at better odds, but I don't know who that is because I don't know enough about the form. So.
Well, all the same, Gary, thanks for joining up here. We wish you all the best today, and maybe in about 8 hours' time we might be interviewing again with a piece of silver in your hand.
I hope so, but we'll see.
Okay, thank you.
Stuart Edwards from Staffordshire versus Chris Brown from South Yorkshire, and Gary Ellis of Greater Manchester versus James Davison from Yorkshire. We'll be concentrating in a moment on the Ellis and Davison game once they get onto the green. And joining me in the commentary box now is Lynn Pritchett. Afternoon, Lynn.
Good afternoon, Mel.
Where have you been? Well, been getting wet.
I've been directing inside under the tent, surrounded by water. It was a little bit like the Titanic. We thought we were going down.
Yeah, well, I've just been into the production room, and they said any more room we have to evacuate apparently because of the electrics, but hopefully it'll hold on till the events concluded. We've seen a marvellous day's bowling. The rain is starting again, and I think we're going to get a lot more. Throughout the day the conditions of the green has been changing, have been speedy and slower and heavier, and usual batch of surprises as you get in an All England. We had 8 former winners at the start of the day, now only 1 left, with a man who was 9-2 favourite at the start, country's #1, Gary Ellis. will be coming onto the green at the moment. The other semi-final has just started. Staffordshire Stuart Edwards has certainly counted the first end against Chris Brown. But the game that we'll be commentating on will be Gary Ellis and James Davidson, who are just about to start. Gary won the toss. He's immediately elected to go down into what we're now calling the heavy corner, where most of the water is lined. The puddles have gone off the green, but I think it might be coming back any minute now. The rain's starting again. Oh, Gary's just waving this one in. His lead bowls is probably not 2 yards shortly.
Yeah, Gary wouldn't be very particularly happy with that. He wanted his lead bowl a lot closer. And James's bowl here just looks as though it's going to go past Jack a yard or so, but counting.
Well, I'm not seeing a lot of James Davison, but if you win the Yorkshire Merit, you're obviously a good player. He's very highly rated up there. A lovely delivery, backswing. Now Gary's chasing after this, urging it on. I'm not quite sure it'll
look short again from our position now.
Left it.
Yeah.
Oh, James is getting after this one as well.
I think he's left this one.
It, yeah. Probably a bit dangerous to play up too heavy. Gary's bowls are straight in front, but he'll be happy. Jack in hand, 1-0 up.
Yeah, playing against Gary, he'll just want to get off to a reasonable start and get himself settled down and steady himself into the game. And
I'm not sure how often Gary may have played James. Actually, probably not come across each other too often. I think James probably doesn't play in the Manchester Premier League.
But I'm sure James will be well aware of Gary's formidable ability and career, and will just want to give a good account for himself at this stage.
Yes, I mean, we've seen Gary earlier on. He should have gone out against Mark Ferris in the second round, 2017 down. He showed all his qualities to come back to win the game. And again against Martin Gilpin, one stage he was 10 shots behind, ended up winning the game.
He's got a good bowl there, Gary. James's lead. Too much room really for Gary.
James just stuck it out. As quickly at the other semi-final, Stuart Edwards, great start, 4-0 up on Chris Brown.
Yeah, if viewers can hear the spectators' roars in the background, it is for Stuart. He's actually bossed off very, very well, and seems as though he's got a look of a winning man on his face, Mel, at the moment.
Stuart has played excellent all day. Gary there's punished that poor lead. Ellis 2 on the card, 2-1 up. Gary's taking some time to deliver this. Well, Gary's opting for the corners again, which he played to great effect in the last eight against Martin Gilpin. And we have sunshine.
Yeah, there's a bit of blue sky breaking up the clouds, thankfully, and the sun has come out.
When you suddenly come out and the sun comes out.
Well, sun shines on the righteous, Mel.
Okay, well, I've been going on, but I know what's going on the other side of the green, but I think
we have
a visitor. I don't know if it's Batman, Spider-Man or what it is in that far corner, but there's somebody dressed in yellow anyway.
I'd have tuppence on who I think it is.
In yellow, I don't know. Well, it's not Bradley Wiggins.
And it's not Alan Paling. Gary trotting up after this second bowl.
Well, there's yard or so of room there for James.
Yeah.
He's taking his time. I mean, in these conditions it's important just to wipe your bowls and get a good grip into it, Lee.
Yeah, it is. It's the one thing I observed in Simon and Chris's game. There was a couple of occasions that Simon in particular didn't seem to get his bowl
to Gary.
away.
So Ellis Already in the groove, 4-1 up. Just looking at the other semi-final, Stuart Edwards 6-0 up on Chris Brown. Chris has to settle down. He's just come through a tough battle against Simon Cope. He won't have played Stuart too often. Well, this perfect route here. And he's just following it up, Gary. Good lead.
Yeah, it's a good bowl here, Mel.
He's coming virtually full corner. A good 60 yards. Gary's coming in. He's played on a foot at the side. You can see Gary's body language, can't you? He's really up for this now. Not that he's not up for everything. He's won 8 tournaments this season, banging form.
And you wouldn't bet against him making that a 9th today, Mel, would you?
Well, he knows what it's like to win this. He won it once back in 2003. Established at the moment as the game's #1.
Yeah, quite rightly so.
And he's got another one here. Yeah, what a great bowl.
Tremendous bowl there.
Just buried it into there. James has just got to be reaching the end, really, isn't it? Well, upland and up.
Yep, he's just got to play up, make sure he's not short, which he isn't, and see what happens. Well, he has reached the end, Mel.
Yeah, he's watching it. He's give it a great chance.
This has got a hell of a chance, this bowl. Oh, unlucky, just underneath.
2 more to Alice. Yeah, a change. 3-2s on the trot. 6-1 up.
Just in the other semi-final, Stuart Edwards has just played a real bowl with his second bowl.
Yeah, if you just heard the roar there, that's Stuart. He certainly got the crowd behind him.
Front toucher, 7 across.
He run that one off. He put all his weight behind it.
And plenty of weight he has. I'm sure he won't mind me saying.
Gary sent the jack off. Well, you don't see that very often.
No.
He's actually sent the jack off some probably 6 or 7 yards further he'd been sending anyway, so I don't quite know what happened there. But back 14-1, and James has got a sight of that little yellow jack for James. Yeah, Gary. Looks like it's just labouring a little bit. Waving it in, but yeah, 2 yards short.
Yeah, James has got room to get in here.
Just about, that's it. Just scrambled in, long way short still. Can't imagine either of those bowls are going to count the end of the day.
Spectator just shouted a yard, so both bowls are probably a good yard off. Gary's just going to promote his own. Possibly line 2 from our camera angle here.
Oh, James has gone a little bit wider, just needs a length bowl if he can get around the short ones.
It looks good from here, Mel. And it is, yeah.
He's got in.
Good bowl.
Yeah, some well-deserved applause there for James. He's been stuck on one. And seeing Gary just play some amazing bowls. He just had to change the mark. Gary was going to try and get into the corner, but the other semi-finals occupying that position in the minute, so he just moved over a couple of yards. It's not put him off.
No.
And played one smack in front, 6 inch off. Oh, James, give it a chance. Needs to pick the jack up.
Which he has done.
Yeah.
What a good bowl. Either way, super bowl.
Yep, and then Gary will be going for a Sunday stroll.
Yeah, Gary just having a look and seeing.
Oh, really, it's just similar shot to his first, isn't it? You can either just promote his own in, or James seems to be lying on the side, so he's got 2 shots on. So when we went just look at the score of the other game, Chris Brown taken the lead 9-7 against Stuart Edwards.
The green's drying out, Mel, but there's some bowls starting to run out again a bit.
Well, in the far corner there were puddles lined a bit of surface water and a few sprays, but that seems to have gone off. Gary just struck and missed. I think he took the option, well, if I eat anything they're all going to go off. And James is carrying his second bowl. Too dangerous a shot for him, isn't it?
Yeah, Gary's bowl probably needs to be touched and it goes in. James Davison won.
So 3-16-3. In the other semi-final, the Raw, Stuart Edwards has played a terrific bowl in the corner, so Edwards 8, Brown 9 in the other semi-final. And the sun's come out. The thunder and lightning's passed over and looking over our shoulders up here on the roof. We might be set fair for the rest of the day.
Let's hope so, for players and spectators alike.
And there's a good crowd there. Certainly there must be well over 1,000 spectators.
Yeah, the All England's always a really, really good day in the calendar that everybody enjoys the day out. And I have to say, Mel, I think Owley Wood have done Cheshire proud. They've worked extremely hard on the greens, hospitality. It's been superb. They should give themselves a real pat on the back.
Yeah, not just Cheshire proud, they've done themselves proud on the British Crown Green, really. Excellent venue. Last time they hosted it was in 1961, so it's been a long time since they've had it here. And I'm sure on the showing we've seen here and the effort they put in, it's not going to be another 50 years before they have it again. Now, Gary's had by his standards, an awful end. Should be a simple 2 for James. He's labouring.
Yeah, you have to take advantage of those opportunities, don't you, Mel?
Yeah. So, one's better than none.
That's right.
4-17.
Mountain to climb, but can the Yorkshire Merit winner pull off what would be probably the shock of the day?
Well, it'd be a bit an upset if he won anyway, but to come back from this position would be, as you say, a real shock. But in Yorkshire they breed them tough, Lynn, so I'm sure he'll not give it neck. He's trying in, that's not a bad lead.
And it's a superb breeding ground for talent up in Yorkshire, and as you rightly say, to win the Yorkshire Merit, you're not a player who can't play bowls.
Well, the Yorkshire have got the best junior setup. I mean, people like James Russell and James Anson, Jack Dyson, all these people who are current members of the Yorkshire county team have come through. They've got junior leagues and everything, and they are by far the best encouragers of the youth in the sport, and it shows, and they give the youth a chance as well. I mean, last year we saw them in the Crossfield Cup final with a lot of young lads playing, Liam Griffin and all these, and I was told that they've probably got another team capable of doing just as well.
Yeah, that's what we need. Youngsters coming through. Well, Gary just played a better second bowl, but I think he's still left James.
Yeah, it's just gone out.
Holding one. You've played in many All Englands, Mel, and lost in the final at Portland Road a few years ago. You know what it takes to win this really prestigious title. What will these guys be thinking now on this green?
They'll just be thinking to win this game, really, Lynn. But I mean, it's as we spoke to Gary earlier today. I mean, yeah, you need to be fit. You need to pace yourself. You don't want to be chasing around after every bowl in the early rounds and have no fuel left in the tank. It's a long day, 6 games, and we've had today changing conditions. It's really about pacing yourself out. Plus swapping from green to green as well. It takes a bit of mastery.
Yeah,
It's concentration is the main thing. Absolute concentration, and Gary's the master of it.
Yeah. Played one.
James, I think pace might just hold him up.
He needs to be hitting something, I think, Mel.
Yeah.
He's just jived off Gary's bowl. Yeah.
Just stopped it.
Just stopped in. Gary asked the ref. And the ref duly obliged with information. Stuart Edwards in the other semi-final has just planted 2 within a foot of the jack, forcing Chris Brown to strike.
Oh, Gary just took that out, cleans the whistle.
Yeah,
good hit.
Good hit from Gary.
And in the other game, Chris Brown's had a good hit. And he actually has possibly counted 2.
Well, from our camera angle, Mel, it's definitely 2.
Oh, they're all over the place. One on the number 1 green, one on the number 2 green. Well, it was a good hit. I mean, Stuart had 2 superb bowls in that end. And
he did.
They're now 10 yards away.
The hardest competition, arguably, to win Mel and All England. I mean, I've been blessed with winning the ladies on 2 occasions, and exactly the same setup, 64 players, 2 greens, change greens in the early rounds. Often the greens are very different, very contrasting. Probably the hardest tournament in the game to win.
Well, it is. Gary's telling us earlier, he's won 8 tournaments this year, but all of them have just been played on the 1 green. It's a bit different when you have to come in an event and win a competition on 2 greens in one day.
That's right.
8-19. The sun goes in again.
James's lead here. Small yard short of the jack.
Yeah, probably looks nearer than it is actually, where Gary is. Oh, he's a good line. Not going to make the trip. Just, James needs to get his 2 in this time.
Yeah, he certainly does. He must improve with his second bowl.
Oh, he's not a lot further. Just about getting just limped in. It's line 2. You wouldn't think the way Gary's been playing that they'll count. And he needs to play a length.
Well, this bowl is limping, Mel, to
on the back of it. 2 more.
2.
Well, he's into double figures. 10-19.
Yeah, Gary's led a good bowl here for wanting 1. He'd certainly take that at 20 in the semi-final of the All England. James has done the jack.
Yeah, good bowl.
Good bowl under pressure. Line game.
Oh, Gary's put it down now, okay.
Yeah.
Wins.
Good bowl. Yeah, good bowl.
Nice game on again.
Well, he's a little bit tighter, but can he stop?
Oh,
no,
just gone out. So there we have it. Gary Ellis, the 2003 champion, reaches the final again by virtue of a 21-10 victory over Yorkshire's James Davison. Played very well, didn't he, Gary?
Yeah, he did. He actually gave a fine exhibition of bowling.
Which is nearing its conclusion. Chris Brown's 19-11 up. on Stuart Edwards. Stuart had a 6-0 lead, but Chris has chipped away and played extremely well. So he's leading down into this corner now. Hoping to get the double, it'll put him into a final against Gary Ellis. Oh, just left it a yard. And Stuart in his destroyed with a cowboy hat.
I wonder where he's left his horse, Mel.
Well, he's after this, Stuart.
Yep, trotting along here.
Yeah. It pegs, it wins.
Yeah, it does. Got it.
Yeah, willing it in. No,
Give it one, the shouting, Stuart. Give it one, lad.
I think that ball moves on another foot in panic when he saw Stuart coming up behind it.
Well, you'd move in panic if you saw Stuart bounding up behind you, Mel.
Yeah, Chris is after this one.
Yeah. Can he just glide past his own? He has done.
Yeah,
Good ball.
won it. Yeah,
Good
Chris
ball.
Yeah.
Chris is doing the twist in the middle of the green.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Stuart will not be short, that's for sure.
No. But can he see the bowl though, with Chris's first bowl just shortening the way?
Well, I think he could see it if he does fire, but I think he'd have to fire sort of thumb bias, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think he's going to have to come the other way.
He's going to have a go at it.
He is striking.
Yeah, what's the cameraman?
Yeah.
What's the referee? What's the neighbours?
Yeah, it's on its way and he's given
Just
up.
over the top.
Yeah.
So one more to Chris Brown's 2011. Oh, he's played so well all day, Stuart, hasn't he? I'm not sure if the bit of rain may have just not helped him. The faster the green was, the better he was playing his earlier.
Yeah, he's renowned, isn't he, Mel, for actually playing fast greens very, very well.
Well, he is one of the best fast green players, short marks there is, and for a big fella to be as delicate as he like, it's one of his attributes.
Stuart Edwards, delicate.
No, he is. I mean, I remember years ago he was reared playing on fast greens and playing even at Ensford ex-servicemen's club, I remember, in Staffordshire as a lad. And then
Three-ender.
Yeah. No, he's got a bit of room this time, Stuart. Left it some 3 yards short. Can he get past? Slip past it.
Just needs to be stopping now. It's gone through probably a yard or so, giving Chris room.
Well, Chris has got to get past his own bowl now. I'm not sure he's sent it any further.
No, there's beneath our commentary position, Mel, there's some Yorkshiremen who just shouted, "Are you there, Brownie?"
Yeah, the end.
Stuart holding.
Yeah, he just
Turned his peg, Mel, I think.
Yeah, safety first.
Coming the safe way.
He's after this.
Coming the safe way. Oh, I'm not certain he's going to... Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's made another
now.
2, yeah. Oh, 13-20.
He is now.
Well,
Gives himself a slap on the legs to say, "Come on, Stuart."
he's just going to gear himself up a little.
Yeah. He does that quite often, doesn't he, Mel? Well, Stuart Edwards from Staffordshire leaves the jack out, trailing 13-20 to South Yorkshire's Chris Lucky Brown. He needs a lead now, Mel, like he's never needed one before, doesn't he? I think Mel's distracted talking viewers, so I'll carry on talking while I can get a word in edgeways. Doesn't happen very often. Well, his poor lead here from Stuart. He'll be disappointed with that.
Just when he needed a lead.
Yeah. Well, Chris has played a good bowl here. Super bowl for wanting one. And it's on its way. And it's
underneath.
Missed. Yeah. Referee did his best to stop it, but what a good game.
Yeah, 21-13 victory for Chris Brown to move into the final. And credit to Stuart Edwards, he's played particularly well all day. He just got beat by Chris, who just on the day just came through with some excellent bowls.
Yeah, and what a mouth-watering final this poses to be, Mel.
Yeah. Joining us up here now, we've got James up from the green. Come in, James. You've done very well all day, mate.
Yeah, enjoyed the day. You know, nice to get to the semi-final. Obviously disappointing to lose, but to lose to such a great player as Gary, you know, you can't be too disappointed. And to be honest, you know, the way he started for the first half of that game, I don't think anybody would have got close to him. So, you know, there's no disgrace.
I mean, you scored the first end. He had 8 twos on the trot.
Yeah.
16 shot, and I don't think he played the ball further than 2 feet away.
And he's playing a long way. He's playing on a difficult mark, and you know, he's putting both balls within 18 inches, and difficult to beat. Probably, you know, could have done to have got in earlier than I did. But to be honest, you know, I didn't really get many chances, and that's, you know, that's just Gary for you.
Yeah, well, you was playing the right bowls most of the time as well, weren't you? And just having no luck or
hit a couple of gaps, and but you know, when Gary's playing like that as he did for the first half of the game, then, you know, there are very few people to stop him.
Is it your first All England?
No, second. I got through 2 years ago, but I hope to be back.
Well, you can be well the way you've played. I'm sure you will be, James. Of course, you won the Yorkshire Merit, so you're champion of champions to look forward to.
Yep, can't wait for that.
Easy the disappointment slightly today.
Yeah, I'll get him back.
Have you played Gary before?
Yeah, we've played. That's the third time, and it's 2-1 to Gary now. So.
Is it? Yeah, in commentary we weren't quite sure, really, because I thought, well, we did not playing in the Thomas Taylors in the Premier League.
No, I don't get about much with my job. It's quite, you know, I don't get. I mainly play league bowls in Yorkshire and the odd comp around Yorkshire. I don't very often get out and about across the country. Just time doesn't allow. So you know, it's nice to come to a day like this and, you know, get to you know, have you know, get to the later stages. You know, it shows you can do it. But no, I don't play on the tour. But Gary and I have played. I think this is the third time. Yeah, it is. And he beat me the first time, then I beat him the second, and he's obviously beaten me today, so my turn next.
And this is probably the first time on television for you?
Yes, apart from the county final last
year, which we streamed. Yeah. And that again, you got that to look forward to next week?
Yeah, next Sunday. You know, big game against Greater Manchester. It'll be a tough game. They've got a great side out, so hopefully, if we can sneak through again this year, it'd be great to win it.
Yeah. And where do you play next week?
Next week I'm away at wherever it is in Manchester.
Yeah, you're not playing Gary?
I'm not playing Gary, no. Gary's I think Gary's at Crossland Moor, but along with you know, a lot of other great players. I played Darren Griffiths.
We were talking in the commentary about the Yorkshire Junior setup. The likes of yourself and Liam and Jack Dyson, James Hanson have come through.
Yeah, James Wilcox, Scott Fisher, Dave Fisher. You know, the list goes on.
You know, tremendous junior setup you have in Yorkshire, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. You know, it's really well run. I mean, it's a long time since I was in the juniors. Unfortunately, now it's probably I think it's 12 years ago. But we've got loads of up and coming players as well who, you know, are still coming through the ranks. You know, there's a chap called Phil Dowgill who, you know, the guys around this screen might not have heard of, but he's an excellent player, and I'm sure he'll get his chance. And there are 2 or 3 others as well who are knocking on the door. So we've got we've got a lot of strength in depth.
Well, last year in the final, we were talking to Graham Wilson. He came up into the commentary box and he was saying there's probably another team you could have put out, which would have done justice to the Inter-County Championship.
Yeah, that's right.
As Yorkshire B,
as
it were.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah, you're certainly credited your counting yourself today,
Thank you.
James.
Yeah, I've enjoyed all day.
Well.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll see you here again in future.
Thanks
for joining us up here.
No problem.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for joining us up here.
Didn't know I could fly, did you?
You got off to a perfect start, didn't you? 6-0 up.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I'd carried on from where I'd left off in the other games, and you know what it's like when you feel right on it, like, and anything go wrong. It was 6-0. Led a football, Chris beat it. I struck and somehow managed to take my own out as well as his, leave him carry a bowl up to get in, like, but. Great game of bowls, to be fair. Just a couple of wicks went wrong way for me on strikes, both of us.
Well, I think a couple went wrong for you, but he had some good
ones
strikes
right.
as well, didn't he? You know?
Well, Chris hit a lot of strikes, but he had 2 in particular. Well, I'm lying 2 within 6 inches or so.
Yeah.
And I've ended up 2 down twice, which...
With bowls that you ended up yards away, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you hit them, you know what it's like if you can strike, you hit them and you're open a little bit, but wasn't meant to be, was it?
No, well, I mean, do you think that the rain just changed a little bit, Stu? I mean, you was playing so well on the... I commented
made a little bit unsure in the corners.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure whether they were going to scoot off, especially down that way, because it was running into the corner there, and you were a little bit wary of it and thinking you got to play up, and you hadn't. It had drained quite quickly. It had but I think the end of my quarters, it changed big time for 5 minutes. I think I had about 5 ends, 6 ends in the rain, but it had come down that heavy. Just left it a little bit of doubt in your mind, ready for the next one.
Yeah, there's a little bit of surface water here and there, wasn't there?
It was, spraying up big time off the bowls. Gripping them was a bit of fun.
I mean, during the commentary, I said that before the rain, come how well you were playing, and I mean, just dropping them off your fingers, short marks. That's your game. You love it.
I remember talking to you a few weeks ago, and you're saying you'll enjoy it, and it was right up my street. And to be honest, before the rain come, it's like when you're playing well. I really thought I'd got a massive chance, because I can do that all day long.
I did comment about the experience you've had on Ensford X service years ago.
Fitted in here about 9 times, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's right. Well, so you've done particularly well. I mean, obviously, I would have loved the title to come to Staffordshire myself.
But, still time in there.
To reach the semi-finals, you've done exceptionally well, and I think you entertained the crowd a little bit today.
Well, you got to, haven't you?
Yeah, and we like the cowboy hat as well, Stu. I don't know where you parked your horse, but you played.
It's a big bugger.
You played particularly well. I'm well impressed. You've actually got you up on the roof. Actually,
I've been up a few scaffolds in my time, but it's been a while.
Yeah. Anyway, well done, Stuart.
Cheers.
You've done particularly well, and I'm sure you'll be back here again, mate. Okay, so thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Joining me up here on the commentary is Alan Pilin.
Hi, Mel.
Hi, Alan.
Yeah, but better dried out a little bit now.
Well, it should be a good final. Chris Brown
and both of them have had some close games, especially early on. But now, as you've just done that interview with Stuart, I mean, Stuart was quite a few in front of Chris, but then Chris showed his mettle, he showed his class, and same as Gary in his semi-final, he steamed in front. James got a few back at the end, but Gary was just too good. Yeah.
Well, he was awesome in the corners, wasn't he? 8 twos and 8 good twos as well.
As I walked around with James, I walked around to get on to come up here, he said, "Did you see that though?" He said he was awesome. Two bowls within a foot, end after end. Brilliant.
Well, this will be a good game. I mean, Gary and Chris, they know each other's game inside out. They've played each other lots and lots of times. Chris has never been in a final of an All England before. Gary's won it once. Well, that's what happens.
Yeah, the usual one down, fire.
Yeah.
And both of them are very, very good at it. I could say it again, Gary, for his little skip delivery. His firing is immaculate, it really is.
Well, back to square one. I don't know what the tactics will be in this game, really. I mean, Gary has played deep into these two corners, and Chris has tended to play the other mark against Stuart Edwards in the semi-final. This is where he played. Not deep into the corners,
no,
but he's going good 40, probably 45 yards, isn't he?
Yeah, easily. Yeah, led a decent bowl there.
And I think Chris will also know as well, if you play too short, Gary will just keep trying to knock him off, won't he?
Yeah.
He's got a good lead there. Well, we've got a guest visitor up here, former All England winner, twice winner Stan Frith, just popped up to join us. Welcome, Stan.
Thank you, Mel.
Are you enjoying the day?
Brilliant day. Just shame about the drop of rain, but it's cleared up again, and the greens are absolutely superb. Absolutely, I can't praise the club enough, because I've never seen two better greens.
Yeah.
Not for a long time.
Well, it's your club, obviously, Stan, and say the work that's gone into it. I've been here now. This is the 3rd time in the last month, and every day I've come, there's been a team of workers here cleaning the gutters, the surrounds. They're absolutely immaculate, and the greens have been superb. And we've just been surprised how well they've run, considering all the weather we've had, Stan.
Absolutely, the greens one or two people have commented they've never seen the greens in such good condition, but running as well. And I was trying to think, and I've got to go back a long time. I've seen the green run, but not in the condition they are today. Really bad condition, but running. But today they're both like billiard tables. That's all I can say. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, everybody who's played has commented on what a terrific venue they've been, and the organisation has been first class by everybody involved, hasn't it? Yep. And I think for the club to have the TV cameras here as well, it's a special occasion, Stan.
A very special occasion for the club, and they deserve it. Like you said, they put a tremendous effort into it. There's no doubt they're a good team of workers. The ladies as well behind the scenes serving lunch and in the tents for sandwiches and pies. I can't praise the club enough because they really have gone to town on it, and they've made a tremendous success, and I think it'll encourage people to come, because Owley Wood is a popular venue for bowling parties, and I think it can only increase the number that come and play on the greens.
Now just talking about the final now, we did a preview with you a few weeks ago, and I seem to recall you saying you can't look much further than Gary Ellis winning it.
Well, I haven't backed him, put it that way. I've not had a bet, but honestly feel that Chris Brown's been playing so well that I still think it's going to be a good game, a really good final.
Oh, Gary just played a good ball there.
Yeah, it's early doors, I know, but I still think it'll be quite close.
Yeah, there's been some tremendous bowling, so many good games, haven't there, all day, and nip and tuck. I mean, in this particular game here, we saw Gary against Martin Gilpin, 10 shots adrift and come back to win. There's been a lot of turnarounds, and the weather had changed the conditions slightly as well, Stan.
Yes, well, as you say, I think David McDermott was 19-7 up on the number 2 green today, and didn't score again. There's been one or two other games which good leads that have gone astray, but just going back to the main green, the number 2 green, which is normally the number 1, it's absolutely tremendous green, and I think today that people appreciate, with the way it's run, how difficult it is, because it's a green that I've always thought a great deal. I've always considered it the best green in England, because it's got everything that a player needs, everything, especially when it's like this, the dropping marks, corners, round pegs, everything. And I think people really appreciate it, although I have spoken to one or two. The thing is with bowls, if you get a bit scared of it, especially if you don't know what marks to play, you're looking for a mark to play where you can play them close. And it's very difficult. If you're not at ease on the green, it's very difficult to play well.
Yeah. Anyway, Stan, thanks for popping up and joining us. We'll go back to the final now, and I'm glad you've enjoyed the day.
Brilliant.
Just your conditions, I bet you've been out there today. You've loved it, wouldn't you, Stan?
I would have done, yeah. Can I just go back to Lostock in '83 when the greens were just like this but faster, but they were like a bit green and brown compared to these are green all over and absolutely running a treat. Yeah. But thanks again, Mel, for inviting me. I really enjoyed it and
thanks,
enjoyed
Stan.
the day.
Thank you. Well, go and enjoy the final now then, Stan. Okay, thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we're back to the action now. Chris Brown now. Gary struck one off. Chris replaced it.
Yeah.
So he's back in front.
He struck it off, but he's flayed the jack out. Left an easy one for Chris, really.
As Stan says, it should be a good final.
Yeah. He's right though about the greens. Years ago, before watering systems and all sorts. With the winter we've had, with the summer we've had. With all the rain and what have you. But even when you get warm summers, you get the watering system, and greens can generally be kept in quite good condition now. Whereas years ago, maybe there was probably maybe a bit more skill in it when greens were brown and they got green in the hollows, and.
Well, not many greens of the brown this season.
Oh, there is not.
Anyway, back to the action. Chris just played a good bowl. Gary looks a little bit tight. Can't win it.
Quite got the legs.
Oh, he's having a look for 2. That's the 1. 3-1. As we were saying earlier, these two guys have now they've played each other dozens of times.
Oh yeah.
Know each other's game. Chris is just keeping Gary out the corner. He's just going 3/4 length really.
Yeah, up to the what everyone's been calling the wet corner.
Yeah. Well, this is where Chris was playing a little bit earlier, wasn't he, when he played Simon Cope, same peg. Just seems a little bit of an hole there. They just go down and just peg up at the death, and we'll see this bowl coming round.
Exactly that. Yeah, decent lead that.
Gary looks a good route as well.
Yeah. Has he sent it?
Oh, he's going to peg away now.
Yeah,
just a little bit short of pace.
It was.
For each points that Chris is still in. Yeah, he's getting after this one.
Yeah, played one here.
Real bowl.
Yeah, superb bowl. Surprised if Gary has a strike at this, and he is.
Yeah, he's going to guard it.
Raises his bowl. Little skip here. There it is. Whoop, gone. He's tight.
Needs a bit of luck. It's over the top. Two more for Chris.
Yeah.
5-1.
He doesn't miss many fires, Gary, and he missed that by quite a bit, really.
I think, like I was saying, we were just chatting earlier. You know, Chris is not going to play short marks with Gary because they'll knock him off all day. And that again, the same happens with Gary. Really, I think both of them are going to play, you know, a little bit of a distance. But it's 5-1 to Chris. So could the title be heading to South Yorkshire? To also give a special mention at this point, the sponsors today, Paddersfield Good Feet, who been sponsored this event now for a few years out.
Yeah,
which is good to see.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Oh, Gary's back.
This game needs what it can get.
And also, we give a particular praise to the British Crown Green Bowls Association, who've actually funded this live stream today, plus the recording and highlights of today will be shown on Sky Television in the autumn. It's good to see the British Crown Green and putting some money in to promote the sport, isn't it? And credit to them.
Absolutely.
Oh, Chris has gone to the peg. That's as we said earlier, Chris has been playing Southern Bias down in that corner, and I think he fancied it, but he's caught that over the top.
Yes, I think he feared running in the back of Gary's bowl, but he's thrown it nowhere. Really.
I do think Gary's coming into it slightly the easier pegs, standing from where we are. They're just pegging around to it. It's hard to land the way Chris was going, and Gary's punished it there. Which way Chris going to go with this one?
Well, turning over, if he goes at this thumb, he's virtually got to go over the crown. He missed that slightly.
He's firing.
And
he's took them both out.
Dear.
Well,
he's had a few like that. That's where his nickname comes from. Lucky Brown.
Yeah. Tell us 6 numbers of the lottery, Chris.
Yeah. Because you can fill mine in.
How did he do that?
Yeah. Well, that's how it happens sometimes, isn't it? You know, sometimes it goes for you.
Yeah, chance your luck. And
at the end of the day, we always say, over a year, it probably equals itself out. Well, never does for me. But
Chris is just trying something different now. He's going across the green. Probably just probably finger bias, just off the side of the crown. Probably 35 yards mark. He's just left Gary a yard to get in. Give this a chance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just go.
Good ball,
put the brakes on now. Let's put the brakes on.
Yeah, won it.
Yeah, Chris is just asking. Now, did the referee point to Chris?
He just pointed at them.
Yeah, but did he indicate Chris is in there? Because from our position,
Chris shouted. He said last wood.
Now then,
look here.
Needs to pick it up. Yeah, good bowl.
Yeah,
another fortunate one there. Yeah, fortunate shot. Gary's coming on a little look at the green. at the light. Does it a lot, Gary, doesn't he? You just want to check everything out. I don't know what he's going to go here, really, Gary, because if he plays too hard, he could easily make Chris 2.
He could hit his own. If he hits Chris's counting bowl, he's going to push the jack to his non-counting bowl.
Yeah. I don't quite know what Gary will do here if he fires at the danger of taking his own out. Yeah.
He's going to fire.
I think he's realised the options.
Goes the little step, there it is, and whoosh.
Oh, he's watching it all the way. Oh, well, what a shot.
So everything we said, none of that happened.
Yeah. How did he take that out without moving the jack? It was just a side, and that was brilliant. Precision. Yeah. Now we're all squared again.
Stood analysed that and got it terribly wrong.
I think the strike was probably the option, because if he just tried to play, as you said, Alan, just play it up, and if he turned the jack he's giving to, he would have to have basically played a toucher, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Coming up there. And so he just took the risk and it's paid off. As a reminder, the winner today receives the first prize of £1,200. The runner-up receives £600. And again, thanks to sponsorship from Padders. 12-7 to Gary. Well, going down towards that hole that he's been playing into quite a bit.
Yeah. Sort of not quite right into the wet corner.
And the bowls just seem to just peg away a little bit, don't they? Give him a bit of room, yard of room there. Chris needs to get straight in. No, he likes this, Chris.
Further.
Yeah, good bowl. Yeah, just what your doctor ordered.
Yeah.
No, it's Gary's turn to have a fire.
So what's Gary's plot here then? Is it Jack? Is it Wood? One or other?
Yeah, one or the other, really.
Because he's got both. Because really, if he takes the wood, he's still got, he was a yard short.
Yeah.
It's a yard away.
Well,
so
you're not worried about
that. His first shot has got to be for the jack.
Yeah.
If he hits his wood, well, then at least Chris has got to play to try and beat it.
Well, Jack back in hand. It's all to the mark, if nothing else.
Yeah.
He's probably 6 or 7 yards further across. Different position on the green. Might just change it. And he's also sent it a little bit further, hasn't he? We've gone probably 7-8 yards further. He's played a good bowl.
Just needs to wait just a bit.
Yeah, that's 2 feet.
Yeah, 2.5 feet behind. So what Chris's reply is here. Well, he better wait.
Yeah,
better wait than Gary.
Winner coming in.
Yeah, good bowl.
Yeah, good bowl. Yeah, Gary's just checking, wants to know how far off they are. Yeah, the body language from Gary's saying he fancied it. I think he's studying it.
I think he's just too far.
Just gone too big. Yeah, chance for a 2 here. Not sure Gary intended sending the jack quite as far as that. Oh, he needs to rest on to count another. Should have made a double there. 8-12. Jack in hand. Now where's Gary's going? It's coming to us. He played along here.
Yeah, early on in the
game. When he was in trouble with Martin Gilpin, he headed down here and
and then virtually running out.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a, is it a trademark of Gary Ellis's, round pegs down the edge of a green?
Well, he's had a lot of success at it over the years.
Well, he said it,
particularly on Waterloo.
Yeah.
Along the front of the north stand, that's his patch.
Yep.
Oh, he's giving him a yard of room here, and Chris looks further.
Yeah. Yeah, the ball.
Down, Chris. Yeah, fell over, perfect. Toucher.
Well, Gary, I don't think you sent this. He hadn't.
No. Well, chance for one here. There's no real danger, is there? I'll play the same ball again.
Possibly push that out.
Oh, Chris thinks he's too big. Yeah, I've gone out. Oh, one more. 11-13.
He's stopping all the way around the green now, having drinks off people.
Well, it's a nice day for it. So what do you think Chris will do now?
I mean, for what he's done in the past, I think he'll go over into that corner. His body language, he's saying he's going to go in front of the club here.
But I don't think he's counted an end in that corner, has he?
No.
I know he's played in the previous rounds, but against Gary he's not.
It's a different mark.
So he's yeah, just chopped it down to it, 30 yards or so.
Yeah, good lead.
Ball.
Good lead, that is. I always think a lead at the back of the jack is always better, harder to get at.
Oh, he's left that. Well, good tactics here by Chris.
Yeah.
Just change the scenery completely. Caught Gary with the first.
Well, he's put another
one. Well,
I can't see them staying there.
No, he's lining up.
Yeah, and goes up.
Yeah. Loaded the ammo.
Little skip. Whoosh. Oh, it's his own bowl.
Oh, 2 more to Brown. All square, 13 across. 8 from home. I've had a good crowd again here today.
Ah, brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
This is what it's all about, isn't it, Alan? The sport, you know, and the fact that it's being shown on, streamed and shown on Sky, it just shows the sport at its best, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
The atmosphere. And
the All England, I mean, it's an absolutely fantastic day. You know, you do see a lot of the same old culprits every year, but you see some new faces as well, which is great to see. There are people then pass it around, and you know, to people who don't come, and so what a great day is, and come and join in with it, you know.
Yeah, and today, I mean, the lineup has been one of the strongest ever. There's probably at least 20 people who you look at and you think, well, who'd you pick to win out of those? And then you got the usual people, the people who don't get around, the good club and county players like we've seen today with Stuart Edwards and Paul Hassan and James Davison and people coming through. It's a tremendous day all round. Now then, Chris, can you rest on? Just gone out.
Yes, it is. You're right. The mixture is quite a lot. You know, your toppish bowlers are within your counties. You say your county bowlers, and also you know hell of a lot of circuit.
Gary there. Oh. Well.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. And he knows Gary, right smile.
He'll still put 2 hands up though.
Yeah. He'll come over and say, sorry about that, mate, too, please.
Yeah. We all do it.
He didn't like it as soon as he loosed it, didn't he? He stood there, arms out, he knew he was too far.
Very wry smile, and I saw his lips, that movement of, sorry mate.
Well, 17-15, just 4 shots from the second All England title for Gary. And he's chopped the length down again around Peg, and he's led a real ball there. It's a super lead.
Oh, he's not sent this, Chris. Oh.
Yeah. So we're going into overtime tonight, Alan.
Yeah.
8 o'clock. All England's in the past have finished at 6, half past 6, haven't they? But the pace of the greens this morning really dragged the games on, and Gary's played another bowl there. Now I don't know if Chris can see anything now. I know he'd be firing at those, but can he see them with his own bowl? It looks smack in the way, but he's having a do at it.
No,
missed.
Turned his back on it.
There were 2 more, 19-15. 2 shots for the All England title. Chris has got to get in this end now, Alan, and it's all a bust.
Yeah, different sort of mark here. Well, he's stalking it. He's stalking it. What a good lead.
And just a foot away. Chris is following this up as well. Needs to peg. Needs to peg. Oh, found the gap. That was unlucky. Yeah, Gary's just confirming he's definitely in. We can see that from up here. Now, needs to get another one in the frame. Pressure them really be on Chris. And he has.
He has.
Line 2.
2 together. He's got
he's got to fire here. Game on. Must hit them.
Oh, it hasn't.
And that's it. All over.
Gary Ellis.
21-15 is the new British Crown Green Senior Individual Merit Champion, and established his position as the country's #1.
Yeah.
9th title of the season. Unlucky Chris Brown. He's played superb all day, and then just in that game, Gary just had the edge, didn't they?
Yeah. Two fires missed both of those there. I mean, I look back now. Look back down the day now, Mel, and the game against Ferris. Earlier on, he was well down. Not well down, but he was a few down, and he scraped back, and he won the game 20, I think it was.
Well, against Mark Ferris, Mark was actually 19-17 up line 1 with the bowl in his hand for game, and he didn't take the chance.
No.